Thank you.
This VPS Game Time broadcast is brought to you in part by the Foundation for Vancouver Public Schools, getting kids to school healthy, happy, and ready to learn. For more information, go to www.foundationforvps.org.
Oh. Good evening, Vancouver. We're coming to you live, actually in progress. We just got started between Washougal Panthers and the home team, Hudson's Bay Eagles. We got varsity soccer and Don Weir. Just a quick rundown. What are your keys for victory tonight?
It's going to be big. I think we've been told already that Hudson's Bay is looking to do some good work in terms of the midfield, and we're looking at probably a couple of good new attacking people for Washougal. Oops. Got a ball in the face.
My name is Ryan McCord. I'll be your play-by-play for tonight. And both teams, even records, Don, but they're coming in limping a little bit, struggling, especially Bay. They've been shut out the last two games by a total of 12-0.
And with that, I think we're looking at what are they going to do in the first few minutes. And as they've gotten started, we've all got some pressure already into the Hudson's Bay end of the field here with a corner kick. So let's see what's going to happen here.
Washougal in the black, Hudson's Bay in the white.
Nice cross in.
A floated header. Washougal recovers.
Long shot too far away. Yeah, it'll be interesting, I think, as we're watching each of the teams kind of pick each other apart a little bit and kind of look at what they're doing. We were told already by the coaches with Washougal that they're working on using a 4-2-3-1 format for the most part. That may change, and that's true for most teams going forward here. And it looks like Bay's doing roughly a 4-3-3 type of a format with 3 people in the midfield. But even that's not looking like really its true form here. We've had 2 shots on goals. Not bad.
Yeah, and Bay comes in with a few injuries tonight, and depending a lot on some young players, including a freshman, Maggie McBroom, that Coach Tammy Perkins is really high on early on.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes Bay. They're really looking, Don, to capitalize on accuracy of their passes at midfield. Good start.
Now we're going to get more of a midfield flourish of things. We've got 3 going forward at least from Washougal. It's looking pretty good there. Good pass forward there from Bay.
Brooklyn Seaver's pass is a little long, so that Tammy Perkins talked about it. They got to capitalize on those passes at midfield if they want to strike early and often, which has been a problem for Bay, especially shots on goal. They've only had a handful of them combined the last couple of games, according to Coach Perkins today.
And one of the interesting pieces about this matchup is this late in the early part of the season, most teams have already done 5-6 different games in about a 16-game schedule. But to have 2 different league teams in a non-league contest like this at this point is a little unusual.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that because Coach Perkins didn't really have a whole lot of scouting on Washougal now that they're not in the same league that they used to be.
No, that was one of the interesting. We had a conversation earlier. Hudson's Bay actually, population-wise, is probably big enough that they can actually go down to a 2A school. But the 2A, 3A, and 4A in Southwest Washington here is very competitive. It's really, one of the top ones in the state for, competition outside of Seattle. So you've got some good teams in both areas, both boys and girls. So it's kind of an interesting process here.
No question about it. And good physical play by Ani Bigelow of Bay. Midfielder, sophomore.
Mm-hmm. Now you were mentioning too that they've had a couple of injuries.
They do. They have, in fact, they have a senior defensive player, Riley Zimmerman, will be out today. That's an individual that brings a lot of leadership to the team, according to Coach Perkins.
She's a defender too, so yeah. That's an important piece.
Yes. And a few other players playing with nagging injuries, which I guess it's that time of year where they start to develop.
Nice cross from the wing over here from Hannah.
Bay looking to get something going, but Washougal's there to defend it at midfield.
Good pass going forward. Bay's coming through.
Great pass.
Oh. Oh, nice stop for the goalkeeper from Bay. That was a good shot, too.
Kiara Kelly, the sophomore forward with the shot on goal. Cleared by Bay. Just about to midfield. Here's Hannah Mixon with getting it across. Eventually.
Uh-oh. Got lucky on that one. A little more muscle there on. Way to kick it to the middle. Oh, unlucky. Throw in for Washougal.
Yeah, and those finesse passes are the ones that they're going to have to capitalize on, especially early on.
Well, and we're finding, if you notice, our viewers will probably see that there's a number of girls looking down towards their feet. They're probably still building those skills, but it's important for a player to pick their head up and really see where everybody else is at. And also for that person who's receiving a pass to be able to pay a little more attention, make sure they get the ball, and then they can move with it. Yep, that was an unlucky one going the other direction now. Both teams are making mistakes.
You talk about the skill of looking up and downfield, similar to what a quarterback has to do.
Absolutely.
Is that a skill that you've learned as a coach that is one of the more difficult ones to teach?
There's different ways to do it. One technique, especially for younger kids at the 8, 9, 10 level, is you play a color game, in which case they have to move with the ball and they have to watch the colors and do something with certain colors at certain times. So they have to learn to keep the head up. When they can do that, then as they get to the high school levels, they're actually at the point where they can begin to start to pick other people out, figure out where people are going, know where people are at, be able to stand with your back to the sidelines and face the field so you can actually see a larger range of things rather than have your body turned in a way that you get blocked out. And that's usually what happens, with a lot of new players who are just beginning to play the game or still working on some basic skills.
Yeah.
That was a little on the dangerous side. We may want to make a note to our viewers too that if this is your first time watching a high school competition, be aware it's a little different than college or pros like the MLS or European soccer, where you only have 3 subs. Here you have an unlimited number of substitutions. So for a lot of growing people, this is when they have the most amount of growth. It's also when they can have injuries. So it's a good way to protect players from that process, especially if they're not in total condition. So they only have 2 weeks to get started before the season begins. So there isn't much time.
I imagine that kind of gets in the way competitively as a coach because you want your best players out there, but at the same time, at the back of your mind, conscientiously, you're thinking, well, I got to keep them healthy as well.
Well, and that's true. And you have to deal with sometimes injuries or academic issues that get in the way, especially with high school, because you have to have a certain grade point and you have to be passing your classes. So without that, you don't get a chance to play. And that could be a factor if it's a good player and they have done some of the athletic work they need to do in academics required to play.
Yeah, and what Coach Perkins talked about earlier, what they might lack for in skills with the ball right now, they make up for it with their brains, both on and off the field.
Good.
And we'll discuss that as we go throughout the broadcast.
Yeah, Washougal's trying to do some triangular passing for the most part through Hudson's Bay. Not doing a bad job, but some of the passes going back were a little not well directed.
Okay.
So I get a little worried, especially if you have a forward who decides to get really aggressive and that pass isn't good. Well, suddenly you have a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and that's a tough one. Nice throw in.
Now, are those plays that the goalkeeper relishes, or are those ones that they
Depends
fear?
upon the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Some goalkeepers love having a one-on-one and will take anybody on.
They get bored.
Others get like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? So, a nice one. That's kind of a interesting kick to get in there.
And Bay will actually rotate goalkeepers today, according to Coach Tammy Perkins, between Annika Hamilton and Olivia Hewitt.
Interesting. That's usually a tough one for most coaches, too. And the reason for that is sometimes you like to have one goalkeeper who's used to they get into a rhythm. And to change up, it's like you're trying to find the next goalkeeper to get them warmed up. And we got our first offsides.
Okay.
Washougal just getting ahead of the last person in the back there before the ball got passed. And that's another issue that becomes one for a number of referees as well as for teams, and that is, okay, you play your forward close to the line where the backs are, and you try to stay on line. And we get on that offsides. Let's see if we're going to have a replay here. And she didn't seem like she was that far forward. I think there was a mistake on the linesman's part. And that's one of the issues we run into. It's, okay, you can't be closer than one other person plus the goalkeeper. And suddenly, you can find yourself in an offside position. And some teams like to play what they call an offside trap. They pull forward. The problem is, okay, if that pass was made before they move forward, that person's onside, because they're allowed to move past as soon as that ball is kicked. Sometimes our linesmen don't see that. They don't pick up when it was kicked, especially if it's a longer ball, and that can play into some of the tactics that you play into in terms of a game. So let's see what Washougal can do with this one, and I think we've got a corner in the corner over here as it came off of one of the Bay players.
Washougal has controlled time of possession early on.
Yes, they have. Nice low kick in. Ooh, nice one. Good ricochet. Wow. Well done there from Washougal. Good block by the goalkeeper from Bay. Wow. Excellent.
Hannah Eakins with the shot on goal. And she just finished the header there. Replay coming up of Hannah Eakins.
Remember, she's using a low kick, which is hard to defend against, and ricocheted right in with one touch. That's really well done.
Good corner by Katie Boone. And here come the Panthers again. Bay looking to get some kind of chemistry going offensively.
With the ball, dear. Too many touches. It usually is something that sometimes some people will feel they have to keep on going rather than move the ball. And it's hard sometimes because you feel like as a player, okay, I've got to do this, and they're in my way. When you need your own players to move and get themselves in a position where I can make a pass, because the ball will move faster than you can run.
Right.
And we have our first substitution from Bay. Cool. Number 11 in, number 6 out.
Number 11 is Sophia Vallejo, and she substitutes for Greta Du Bois.
Cool. Oh, nice move. And onside. Oh, there's a shot running into the side of the net.
Kiara Callie with a shot wide.
Yeah, she's in the right spot. Moves just as the ball is kicked, but can't cut it in fast enough. Would have been nice if she had one other person on the other side of the box to pass to, and that would have given her giving them their first goal.
Washougal's had some scoring chances. As long as they keep the time of possession, you got to figure it's only a matter of
Bay's
time.
on the move. Bay is on the move.
Bay.
Up, the intercept on the long pass going through. That was a nicely read defensive move.
Yeah.
Find each other.
Not enough air under that one from Hannah Mixon. She's got some speed with the ball.
They're doing a nice job of finding each other from the Washougal side. Some passes are a little off, but for the most part, they're finding each other's angles and who's running through.
Good passing here from Washougal.
Ooh, wide to the right. That's it. That's kind of an energetic shot there at about 25 yards out.
Yeah, probably a little bit further than Coach Joey Fleming would have liked, but.
Oh, I'm sure.
With each shot on goal that Washougal accumulates, they got to be getting a little more confident in their ability to finally capitalize.
Bay's had some nice pace on their passes, where Washougal's had a couple of passes where they've just been a little bit limp, and it makes it too easy to find somebody else to run onto. And that pace of the ball will also determine the speed at which you start to play. And the faster you move that ball, the faster the speed is, the harder it is for their teams to sometimes keep up.
Don, what kind of setups are you seeing from Bay early on here?
I'm seeing a little loss in shape.
Okay.
Especially the backs. They're not holding the line together. They're at different positions. Midfields are kind of like all over the place. We've got forwards for Bay, but I haven't seen a shape that would keep them in possession of the ball for long periods. I mean, they've had some good passes. Nice long pass down the side over here. That's a good one. But one of the things you and I had a discussion about, they were concerned about, was Washougal's speed being a little bit faster than that of Bay's. And we've seen that a couple times where they kind of muscled on each other.
Yeah, it's true. Team speed definitely appears to be Washougal's advantage. However, you saw Hannah Mixon right there from Bay. She can really get it going in a 40-yard dash anyway. Coach Perkins told us to watch out for Hannah.
Yeah, they did.
Midfield junior.
Nice move on the line. Oh, wow. Speed on there.
Peyton Lindell.
Nice job. Oh, right through. Nice. Just a little bit too far. Oh, off the end line. Goal kick.
Lindell and Katie Boone with a little give and go action.
It was. The last give was a little bit harder than she could control. She had run out of gas after running that far. But that was actually a nice job of that. Yeah, if you look at the shape that Washougal has in terms of their players and where they're at, they can actually find each other. Whoops, one going down. Nice head over.
Gerke taking a tumble for the Panthers.
And you can see actually they keep at least three backs. So if one right back or left back goes forward, the other one stays back. You've got your midfielders that can pick up and then start to redefend and intercept passes, as well as set up passes going forward. So they're working with each other to try and support the process of passes.
Yeah, the Panthers have certainly had their moments of fluidity, and it's been able to allow them to control the time of possession.
Good.
Something Bay would like to generate here before the first half expires. 18:46 to play. We have not had any cards. One offsides.
Katie Boone is really, I like the way she's holding up at the top for Washougal. That was one of those pieces that we weren't sure about her playing
her
that
first
forward
start,
position.
isn't it, at center?
First time in the starting position, only because they've had some other issues for some of their players. So they're playing a little on the light side compared to with Bay as well. Ooh, incidental arms. And the one thing I'm seeing from River, from Washougal, that I hope that Bay can begin to start to get some control of is that shape, so they can start to find each other and make some of those triangular passes. Yeah, we have 2 more subs going in. Number 9, number 5 going in.
Ani Bigelow and Kayla Hoppe for Bay.
And number 17 came out, and I'm trying to see the other one at the moment, number 3.
I don't have a 17 on my list.
That's
It's Brooklyn Siebers.
Unless we had somebody who'd used another number. And that's a possibility. As long as they have a different number than somebody else, they're usually in good shape. Let's see if I have...
Libert Gregory centered one for Washougal. No one there at home. And the Panthers will have a corner. Another substitution for the Panthers, as Peyton Tyaki will come in.
Yeah, they changed someone's number.
Center by Katie Boone. Little long. Chloe Brimhall tries to run it down to no avail. And Bay will take over. Looking to get something going here with 16 minutes left. Just about 16 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, for our viewers, remember, high school is only 40-minute halves, not the 45 that you see in full regulation.
You know, is that a time frame that most coaches seem to agree with?
It's good as far as development. The interesting piece is that even for clubs, some tournaments are 45-minute halves and others are 40. If you're looking at a U14 or U13, you're probably looking at about 30-minute halves. And again, it's done developmentally to prepare people as they grow up in the sport to be prepared for that time piece, because you're running the whole time.
Excellent pass by Hannah Mixon.
Oh, great pass. Oh.
Greta Boyce tries to center it herself. Work her way to the center. Paige German has it now to Du Bois. Du Bois will lose it to the Panthers.
Yeah, only momentarily, because the clearance was right back. Oh, my goodness gracious. A wild kick that could have gone in. Sometimes those get lucky.
Hannah Mixon will take anything she can get, because the Bay has, I don't believe, does that count as a shot on goal, Don?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Might be their first.
It wasn't right on target, just over the top, but for a ball that could have dropped in over the goalkeeper, yeah, that could have been a difference maker right there, just by the effort to do it, which is nice. That's one of those passes that didn't quite get to where it was supposed to go. Thank you for coming back for it. Oh, see? Bay's right on top of it. Bad pass in midfield. Up.
Paige German.
You gave it away. Now you've got to throw in for Bay. Deep in the attacking third. Defending third for Washougal.
Greta Du Bois will appear to throw it in. Number 6 for the Eagles. headed by Bigelow, but
Nice clearance.
clear by Washougal.
That's a tough one. How are you going to call it? There you go. Bay's going to get it. Attacking third. Let's see what Bay can do. Bay's had some good energy. Dead ball. Direct kick here.
Kayla Smith, the lefty,
You got to watch those arms in the air.
into the Washougal wash, and here come the Panthers.
Yep, they're breaking out for it. Nice move
Gregory,
to the outside. Whoa! Giveaway. No.
Gregory ahead to Brimhall. Brimhall had nobody there on the touch back.
She made a pass behind the runner instead of in front of the runner. And that's one of those things where you're passing it to a spot they were, and they're no longer there. Let's see who's going to go after it down here. It's going to be a Bay ball. That wasn't a bad cross for going across the pitch and changing the point of attack.
Not at all.
But there's nobody there to run onto it. Nice one. Nobody there. Oh, got a wide open ball. Watch it. Goalkeeper cannot pick up the ball when you kick it back to him. Nice Cruyff turn. I love it.
And Mixon gives it back to Washougal.
Wow, lucky. Thought she was mixed on that one.
They had a trap and they let it go.
Yeah, they had two on one, and she still got through. Wow.
A couple more substitutions.
Oh, wow, we got quite a few coming in from both teams.
Number 20, Hannah Eakins, and number 5, Kiara Callie back in for the Panthers. And Bay. Number 8, Paige German, coming out.
And 17 is a forward.
We still have that number 17, but we'll try to get it for you for the second half.
Don't figure who the heck it is.
Yeah.
Oh, unlucky. So far, we've gone back and forth. We haven't seen a whole lot of anything. We've had a couple of shots on goal from Washougal. We've had another shot on goal from Bay. So, kind of a
Can only get better in the second half, right?
You got it.
Under 9 minutes, or under 10 minutes to play now.
And down to your final 10 minutes of play. Let's see what they can do. This should be when they really put some energy on, trying to. Good control. Oh. Too fast with the touch over here on the right. Number 5, and that was Kiara Caley. Kiara Caley, I should say. Okay. Pick space. Good job. Good control. Ooh, good intercept. Fast on the moves.
Bay looking to develop something, but just they can't quite get it to midfield. A little hurried on that pass there.
So they use their goalkeeper on that one. That's one of the nice things that you don't always see. Oh, nice one. One-on-one. Here we go. Oh, corner kick.
Number 20, Hannah Eakins,
Good run.
toe-to-toe with the Bay defender.
Well, and she actually had her beat. She had to pick a time when she could get on her left outside foot and put it past the goalkeeper, and she couldn't quite get there. The goalkeeper couldn't hang it.
Take a look at Hannah Eakins here.
Let's see it one more time. And she makes a nice run. She's all there, and she probably the top of the six. She should have gone ahead and shot it. But let's see what they can do. Good opportunity here.
Another corner for the Panthers.
Oh, nice
Good kick.
high, good cross going in. Ooh. Up and
Centered by Kiara Callie and scored by I believe by number 20, Hannah Eakins.
Nicely done. And that was unfortunately one that they got. Let's see it again. She bounces it off. They've bounced it off a couple of people, but it doesn't go far enough away.
It's off the Bay foot, and Eakins, who got the ball down here to begin with before the corner, takes advantage for the Panthers.
And that's a tough one. You have a scramble in front of the goal. As a defender, you need to get that ball cleared as far away from the 18 as you can and as many yards away. And that one didn't go very far, and that's why the Washougal has a goal right now.
Washougal strikes just over 7 minutes to play.
And Basin on the move. That's good.
Yeah.
It's interesting because if one team scores, both teams, that team is usually vulnerable for about a 2-minute period.
Good point.
When they kind of let down a little bit, and the other team can usually attack real fast. We've seen that in MLS. We've seen that in college. And that's one of the nice things right now. You're starting to see Bay actually start to put a little bit more pressure on. They can just control the ball a little bit. Oops.
Excellent point, Don. It's not like American football where you can just put your special teams out there and they can worry about the next play. You have to transfer over from we just scored, hooray, hooray, to we got to stop them now.
Yeah, we call it a transition, and it's a difficult process to try and teach that skill, because if you can't make the mental change, okay, I was attacking, now I'm a defender, and you have to think about your position and where you're at, where everybody else is, where the ball is. There's a lot to it. Good shield, good turn. Let's see what she does. It goes out. That should be a corner.
It's Hannah Eakins again with an aggressive second half here, or second part to our second half, as she scored a goal and bringing Washougal back down to Bay territory again.
Good turn on the ball. Well done. Oh, but it's back to Washougal. Let's see what they do.
Sydney Medeiros. Try to get something set up for the Panthers, but
see, it's interesting. You're keeping 3 defenders back. Finally, you bring one of your center backs forward. You've got your midfielders in the spot where they can all move forward and actually help support the attackers, so the ball doesn't have to go too far.
If you're going to have 3 defenders back, is it imperative that you have a dynamic sweeper?
Not really. We've stopped using the sweeper a number of years back, only because it didn't become as effective.
Okay.
We don't typically use a sweeper back. We will use one of the center backs. We'll hold back with the other center back, and usually one of the full backs, either the right or left, so that you have enough people to swing in behind and have enough defense to cover the space of the field. Here we go. Let's see. Bad touch, unfortunately.
See if Bay can capitalize here with 4 minutes left in the half.
Good throw in.
Both teams look like they could use a timeout right about now.
Yep. Yeah, they'll get about 15 minutes.
At what point, Don, do you think that fatigue really does start to settle in?
It's already started.
Okay.
if you have a young players that aren't well trained, they aren't in good physical condition, they're not used to running 90 minutes and more nonstop, it makes a big difference in terms of what's going on. The benefit of having unlimited substitutions helps mitigate that a little bit. But if you've got the fitness level, it's hard to beat it. Ooh, good defensive move. Well done. Move down the field. Nice one. Well, oh, it's unfortunate. That one they were moving down the field nicely, but they've given the pressure. We have two Bay players on Washougal. Nice. That's something that we haven't seen until now.
Bay defense showing some grit here towards the end of the first half.
Yep. Going to pick off the camera girl there.
Well, it's a beautiful night to play soccer here tonight.
Oh, it's absolutely
Vancouver.
Gorgeous.
Two programs, of course, a non-league battle, but two programs looking to turn it around. Tammy Perkins in her second stint with Bay. And this is her first collection of seniors since she's returned.
Yeah, she took a few years off. She did club ball for a while. She was involved with, I believe, Washington Timbers FC. So
Yeah.
you know, she's always been in the game, but she has a good feel for what she does have, and she's got some. I've got a runner here in number 17. We don't have a name, unfortunately, for that number because it's not on the roster. Good defensive move. A little more mustard on that ball would have been better. Washougal gets it back. Bay's starting to set up. I'm looking at their back four.
Yes.
They're starting to actually line up a little bit better. You're starting to see the midfield hold back in front of there a little bit.
And who's in charge of setting up that back four?
It's kind of a conglomeration. Usually you'll have a captain for each of the lines to help keep everybody going. Keep fighting
Good
for it.
move
Keep
by
fighting
number
for it.
6.
Oh, I think she got a corner on that one. Yes, she did. Good effort.
Greta DuBois, she's been down here a few times. It was an excellent effort, as you mentioned, Don. And
I think it's their first corner, in fact.
the rest of her teammates just couldn't quite get caught up with her. Again, everyone's really tired right now. You got players, at least a moment ago, hands on the knees. Under 2 minutes left.
Yeah, both benches don't have much in the way of substitutions to make, even though they have a large number on their rosters. And that could be the factor. We talked about the injury thing. We talked also about the fact that, it could be an academic thing as well. There's a lot that plays into who's going to play on the team. Nice top. Ooh.
Paige German with the corner for Bay.
Couldn't turn the header into. There we go. We're at half, and we're taking a break for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and so we got a 1-0 Panther lead, and we'll take a look at the goal scored by Hannah Eakins early on.
And it was
with a corner, Don.
It was a second effort to go back after the ball that made it possible, and then a bad clearance to set it up.
Yeah, Bay defenders caught looking and admiring, and Washougal took advantage.
Although it's been pretty balanced. It's been a good job.
It has
for
been.
both teams.
Bay very fortunate to be just down by 1 goal here, despite being outshot. And time of possession going to Washougal.
Yep. So we usually have some announcements at this point, or videos.
On the back of a Hudson's Bay cross-country runner shirt is the phrase, quote, "If you are reading this, I am ahead of you," end of quote. The Eagles are training hard to keep that shirt in the lead heading into the 2016 cross-country season.
Expectations for the year is just to have a good group of kids already, so hit some goals, teach some of these new kids the whole 3 miles. We do have a good group of core kids back that I think we can advance a team possibly up to regionals out of the district meet. We're going to have a lot of girls, and I think we're going to have a girls team every meet this year, whoopee. I think we have some talented girls too, so I think we're going to have a very competitive girls team and boys team. We have some kids that didn't make it up to varsity last year, so I know a lot of them have the goal to run varsity, but I want them to get up a little bit higher, that we raise the whole bar for everybody and get a team to regionals for both boys and girls. It's funny how cross country works sometimes. We've been in 2A the last 2 years, and 2A was the tough league. We finished 6th out of the 7 teams, and yet all the top 6 teams could have beat most of the 3A teams the last couple of years. We could have gone to regionals. We could have possibly finished 1st or 2nd into 3A. This year, I think 3A is going to be a little tougher, I think Prairie is going to be tough. I think Mountain View is always tough, and I think and Kelso is always tough. The good thing is River's going down to 2A, so we don't have to worry about them. But I think we should finish. My goal for them would be finish in the upper half of the league this year. For boys, we have Ethan Myers, our team captain, that went to state last year, and right now he's fighting an injury. But Ethan would be top of my list. We got Thomas Goody back. Also, this will be his 4th year as a letterman. I had to throw him in as a freshman running varsity, and then we got Adam McBroom back. But again, both of them are fighting injuries, but they will be back. And then we have some rising stars like Caden Hebert that had a breakout year in track, and I think he'll be competitive. I think Micah Turner might be one we'll have to be looking at. And then on the girls' side, we have our team captain is Diana Stelmach, who's coming back for her 3rd year. And with her, I think we'll be having Gabby Guerrero, who had a great year at track and became a good, tough runner. And I think she'll be our top runner. And I foresee state for her, definitely.
New coach, new players, new league. These factors faced the Hudson's Bay boys tennis team this fall. First-year coach Charles Hahn likes the new challenges that await his Eagles this season.
The effort, learning, and mastery, that as long as you put in the effort and you have the perseverance, that you can learn and master this sport, and that's our main goal. Obviously, we want to be competitive, and we'll get our fair share of wins. And I think if you put out the effort to learn, mastery will come, and in turn, results will come. So be process-oriented, not growth-oriented. I've 23 seasons as a tennis coach. I've also coached golf, and it's in 2 states. So I love what I do. And Prairie and Mountain View will be tough. It'll be formidable. They usually field fairly strong squads. I mean, competitive squads. Like to hope that we'll get our rival Fort Vancouver, and I think we stand a good chance of that. And hopefully we'll be competitive with Mountain View and Prairie. Alex Murtaugh. Alex is a senior. He was just voted captain by the players. And there's also some other goods, AJ Albrecht, Andy River. So we have a good nucleus to build off of here.
VPS Game Time provides students with an experience unlike any other. if you like sports or technology or just want to try something new. VPS Game Time lets kids support their schools in a new way. With professional broadcasting equipment, you can work behind the scenes to produce a live sports broadcast. There's a lot of action inside, but there's just as much out here. Whether that be creating the digital scorebug you see on screen, running instant replays, getting the perfect shot, or even directing the broadcast. You can be a part of the team and help bring these broadcasts to life. If you're interested in helping out, talk to Nick Voll at nick.voll@vansd.org. Come join VPS Game Time.
It's the landmark that defines our city. Fort Vancouver is full of history, and today, it's also full of inquisitive young minds from Vancouver iTech Preparatory. They're turning real history into virtual reality. Teacher John Zingale tweeted out, "It's official. iTech Prep and Fort Vancouver are partnering to bring social studies and STEM together using VR." Our social media posts about what's happening in Vancouver Public Schools. This is VPS Success. Middle schoolers from iTech are on a working field trip. They're not just observing history, they're documenting it by taking 360-degree photos of every square inch of the fort. This is the final product, a virtual reality tour. It's the brainchild of Mr. Zingale.
This project started a little bit over a year ago when I came across these 360 cameras, and I just figured out, God, they're so cool.
Thank you. See, that's supposed to be on the roster.
I know.
To the officials, because otherwise they can be in trouble for that.
Say your name and say it wrong. You know? Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. This is our portion right here. She's a forward?
Yes.
Good.
All right, welcome back to Kiggins Bowl. We have a 1-0 lead by Washougal. My name is Ryan McCord, your play-by-play. I'm joined by Don Weir. And Don, what did you see that you liked? We'll start with Bay. What did you see that you liked from Bay in the first half? And what did
Well,
they need to
towards
focus
the
on?
end of the first half, they started to actually have a better defensive shape. You're seeing it right now in the field where those two midfielders are. You got the four backs and then your left over here. That started to actually take a shape that made a difference in the last 20 minutes of the second half of that first part. So out of the 40 minutes, now we're looking at Bay making a real concerted effort to try and get passes and get forward. This is looking much, much better from Bay. Much better from Bay. From Washougal, I saw a lot more triangular passes, a lot more trying to keep control, still making mistakes. But I think for the most part, they've had, as you mentioned, more of the possession. Nice stop of the defender for Bay. This is our second goalkeeper.
Second goalie, that's right.
So this is number 0. This should be Olivia Hewitt, if I'm correct on that one.
And fresh into the game, every goalie's got to like that. Starting the second half with a shot on goal right away. Gets the butterflies off. Lifty, doesn't it?
Well, she had a nice stop through her hands. Not a bad job there. We are seeing a better shape at the moment from Bay. And it's going to be, can they actually win the one-on-one matches that they run into? That will be the determining factor for who's going to score next.
Yeah, the Washougal defenders appear to be well skilled with the ball, and they're a lot quicker to the ball, which was the concern for Coach Tammy Perkins of Bay. The speed of Washougal and quickness in general.
Move it forward. Move it forward. Yep, came off a Washougal player, so it's going to be a Bay throw-in. Now, even that we talked in the first half, for those of the viewers who maybe just joined us for the second half, the goal that was made by Washougal was a poor clearance by Bay. Off the 6-yard line box there, out maybe 6 yards is all it went, and turn around, wham, right back in. So hopefully we can see some good effort on their part. Not a bad ball in, but nobody there to pick it up and move with it.
Bay coach Tammy Perkins said that a big key to the victory was accurate passes for Bay. We have not seen a whole lot of them. We've seen them from time to time, but not a whole lot of successive accurate passes in midfield. Bay, as a result, Bay hasn't been able to get a whole lot going offensively, and that's something that they're clearly going to have to figure out in the second half.
Mm-hmm. Definitely very true.
And here comes Bay. Great.
What a block.
Number 8.
Oh, and a good effort on the second ball coming back out because the goalkeeper didn't hang on to the ball.
Paige German with some nifty trick ball move to get by her defender. This is the shot right here, Don, that Bay needs to capitalize on.
Absolutely. They had right on through, right there, boom. And goalkeeper came out, blocked it with her body. Nice job. We've liked to see the goalkeeper use her hands and just smother the ball and keep control.
Fearless work there by Erin Bentley.
Yeah, she did a nice job coming out. Very nice job. And
here come the Panthers.
Oh, goalkeeper came out. Good job.
Olivia Hewitt is ready to go at goalie for Bay. And here comes Hudson's Bay again.
Yep. Looks like Washougal's having a hard time trying to clear the ball. All right, let's see what we can do. Good job by the Bay defender. Get in front of the ball. There you go. Yep, out for a goal kick.
So a chance for Bay to generate something here. Don, one thing I learned from talking to Tammy Perkins earlier, this team has the IQ to turn it around the second half. They have a great. There was a team last year that had a above 3.7 cumulative GPA, and she said that she wasn't quite sure what they are at right now. It's a little early in the school year, but she says that there's no reason to believe that they can't duplicate that this year.
Cool. Throw in for Bay. By the way, that Hudson's Bay player, number 17, I think she's on the bench at the moment. That's one of their JV players, Kason Presley, who's a midfield forward. Didn't get on the roster properly, unfortunately. But for those of you who kind of let us know, and her dad came up and let us remind us.
Well, it's a good thing.
My daughter.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good thing because Kaysen was very active in that first half.
Much appreciated there. Yeah, she did a really nice job. And as a JV player, I would usually what you leave room on the roster and make sure you can allow those JV players to move up. I think it's a great honor that she can play a full game in here. And throw in time. A little dispossessed. Oh, gave the ball back. It's a Babe throw in. Saw some pretty good movement there from Washougal, but they're getting a little flustered, I think.
Yeah, the Eagles have definitely come out a little bit more aggressive, trying to get back into this soccer game early on.
Nice pass off, nicely done. Turning pass. Coming through. Oh, two players coming on.
Was she offside?
Offside. Just a hair ahead of the pass. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Kiara Cayley probably didn't need to be, but she was offsides indeed.
But
And
both she and number 9 in there were both moving forward. It was like almost like a 2-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and it was like, wow, that was going to be dangerous.
big break for Bay.
Oh, yeah.
See if they can capitalize on that.
Ooh, nice passes. Hey, keep it up. Oh, unfortunate.
They still looking to turn the corner offensively.
Well, that was one where the midfielder just got a little panicked. That was Mawani Bigelow, and just hit it just a little too hard. Go out of bounds instead of trying to control the touch a little bit more.
If you're Washougal, Don, what do you think their coach says at halftime with that narrow lead? Just keep doing what you're doing, or does he want to switch it up a little bit at all? Or
no, at this point they need to continue to keep their shape, find their triangles, work on short passes, and pick up the pace of the pass. I would like to see the passes move a little bit faster. Bay's had some pretty good speed tempo on their passes. So that's been one of the things that's been kind of interesting. If it can be a little more accurate, makes a whole difference for what they do going forward. Ooh! Oh!
Excellent.
And we're in the back of the net again.
excellent goal. I believe it's number 20, Hannah Eakins.
Yep. I think Coach Fleming had made the comment. It's like the which person's going to show up.
Yeah, Don, here we go. Hannah Eakins going across her
Let's
body.
see it one more time. And that should be 2-1 now, Washougal. I mean, she brings it forward and actually that's a long distance shot.
Sure is, across the body.
So unfortunately the goalkeeper was a little out of position, and that bounced over her and just passed her. Unlucky for the goalkeeper.
It might have surprised even Eakins herself. As the Panthers take a 2-0 lead.
Yep.
Just under 30 minutes left.
Now he's indicating it's a bad throw-in, so it's actually. There we go.
If you're Bay, it's not quite panic time yet, is it? But at the same time.
And typically, we don't see a bad job with throw-ins. What will happen sometimes, they'll pick up the back leg, and that's a violation. You need to have both feet in contact with the ground when you do your throw-in. You can have one of your feet on the line, and some people don't realize that they can actually touch the line to throw it in. Ooh, that almost became a third goal right there.
Sure did. Just a
Holy
foot or two above the crossbar.
Need to get that. Yeah, people are getting tired. You asked me a little earlier about, when does it start to kick in? It kicked in right before the halftime. But now we're seeing, okay, who can actually go the measure of time here for the last piece of the whole 80 minutes. And right now we're at 51 minutes total, which means we got another 30 minutes to go. We got some tired legs and some tired ladies.
So can the Panthers hold off Bay and out muscle and out condition them as they try to fight back into this game?
Oh! Goalkeeper couldn't hang on to the ball. That's 3.
And Kiara Cayley finally gets one after she just narrowly missed a goal a minute ago. She's the beneficiary of a nice center job by Washougal. Off a Bay defender, I believe, wasn't it, Don?
Yep. Actually, it came right off and the goalkeeper almost got her hands on it, but couldn't hang on to it, so it went past her. Before they're going to do a kickoff here, but we're going to see this goal one more time. Here it comes in. She touches it, and then boom. As soon as it gets out there, she's already there on top of it. This is where the goalkeeper has to use both hands, hold the ball.
Did you see any hesitation there by the keeper in the first place, setting up?
A little bit. She wasn't quite sure. I think she took her eyes off it momentarily. She got one glove on it, but not enough to stop it. And all it did is it dropped right in front of the person who was the Washougal player. And that's unfortunate. That's just a mental mistake at that point. Ooh, very aggressive from Washougal right now. They're feeling very antsy. Yeah. The referee may be a little more forgiving in some cases for handballs, but for the most part, usually if the hand is in a more natural position and it's not deemed to be on purpose, the official can let it go.
Do teams that are losing at this point of the game by this much tend to get a little more aggressive with their emotions and their physicality? They
can, and sometimes to their own detriment. It's important that you play within yourself and that you actually play together as a team. And sometimes from some experiences that I've had is that suddenly you've got people who decide they're all playing as themselves, as one person, and not as a team. Yeah.
And Washougal in total control offensively right now.
Yep. Okay, different angle on this one for the goal.
Kiara
Kicks
Cayley.
in. See, the hand is right there.
Yep.
Goalkeeper's a little bit to the left, sort of centered up on the ball. She had a step for it. Didn't quite get both hands on it, and because of that, it drops right to the opposing player right in the box.
Just like the Panthers practice it, most likely.
There we go. That's much better. You got 2 hands on the ball, and she's got more control. Oop. Give it away. Throw in for Bay.
When a defender, when a goalie has the ball, can they be touched at all by the defender?
They usually protect the goalkeepers pretty good because a player can challenge a goalkeeper. The question is, does the keeper have control of the ball? As soon as he's got both hands on it, they need to leave the keeper alone.
Okay.
And you'll see even when you have practices with your own keepers, with your players, they will step over, jump over, dive over, whatever to avoid the keeper. Yep. It's Washougal's number 10, Sydney Medeiros, that knocked one of the girls over and tried to help her back up.
We got another
Pass the ball.
Anna Kaylee in now.
Yep.
Anna Eakin sets it up. And the Panthers.
Good defensive move. Oh, unfortunate. Oh, that's going to be a goal kick because it came off of number 15 there. So Katie Boone just took a dump. Trying to get to the ball. And that's a tough one. That's a very tough one. She had a good run going and got intercepted there. So, let's see what...
At what point does Bay try and... I know soccer's different than most sports, but are you thinking about taking a timeout with 20 minutes left and just kind of regrouping and talking about what we got to do to...
There's no timeouts in this game.
There's no timeouts in soccer.
Nope, none at all.
Learn something new every day.
You will play until it's over.
Okay.
Now, the official does have the right to make play go a little bit longer if he's stopped the watch enough times, if there was injuries or other problems. He might extend play just a little bit because then they have to need to play the that should actually go for a corner kick over here. Yeah, Hudson's Bay has another corner. Good opportunity. Poor choice by the goalkeeper of Washougal. That you need to kind of keep in play. That's one of the interesting parts about soccer. You can't stop and call a timeout like you can in American football or some other. Okay, I don't need a time. I need to talk to the players for a minute. No.
You don't think that's something that you'll ever see changed?
It's been around for...
Since day one.
Let's see. How long has FIFA been around?
Okay.
500 years, maybe? We're talking? No. And it was designed the way it is. This is where you have done all the work on the practice field with your team to try and figure out what to do in case of situations. And it's actually the players, as they get better at it, they are the ones that actually solve the riddles and the puzzles on the field. How to get around somebody, how to move with each other, how to pass the ball so the ball is right to your feet at the right time, how far to go, when to come back, good cut back, it's in, that's a shot.
Excellent.
And, when the goalkeeper, it's on too heavy of a touch, and the goalkeeper got it. Nice job, goalkeeper. Well done.
Just a few feet too far, just a foot too far by number 9.
That happens, even in pros.
Sierra Coloma. So from a coaching standpoint within the game, is there times where you feel helpless, or is it just, it is what it is? You can't, because obviously you can't communicate as much.
Well, you can yell.
While your team could be melting down, right. Okay.
Or you're trying to give little instruction, you make little hand motions, okay, pull in a little tighter, play a little more this, or move over more. But really, as a coach, look what Coach Fleming's doing, just sitting on the bench.
Okay, yeah.
And so Coach Perkins just kind of up and down. Of course, she'll be a little bit more. She'll talk to each of the players that come off, give them a handshake for a good job of good effort for their time on. But really, it's up to the kids. They're the players' rule.
In leading up to game days, How do you typically set up your practices? Are you scrimmaging the day before a game to just kind of tune up, or what's your coaching philosophy like on that?
It depends upon the level of the players.
Okay.
So, it gets really difficult because you're trying to be developmentally sound to provide those players with a good practices in there. And unfortunately, with high school season, the girls are playing 2 days out of 5, which means you have, okay, maybe your Monday can be a little bit more stressful, but maybe you have to have Saturday practices in order to have enough practices in even to work on some of the things you want to work on. And the scrimmages, usually you'll finish with a scrimmage. That's typically what we try to teach in U.S. soccer. What we try to make sure is that we finish with a game. So there's always some kind of a competition. Maybe it's a smaller side game, but you try to finish it at the high school level at 11 aside, if you have 11 aside to do it with. Typically, I've had teams where you've had, we play 7 aside or 9 aside. Still, you can still do the same kinds of things that you want to try to get them to think about, because in playing the game, you better be scrimmaging every single day. Ooh, nice effort. Good pass. Washougal did a nice job coming in on that one. Let's see it again.
This is Zoe Brimhall with the shot on goal.
Yeah, but it's actually, you want to have a little bit of a scrimmage. So if you do 4 parts, you do a warm-up, you do a small-sided game based upon what you want to teach, you do a little bigger-sided one, you finish with a full piece, an hour and a half. And she's still on side. Nice job. Okay, come on, Bay.
What do you find is the best way to condition your team for game day? Or is it more just the marathon than before a game, are you doing anything day before a game leading up to the game? Are you doing more conditioning, less conditioning? How does that work?
No, usually before a game, you might use an intermediate type of training where you're doing a number of touches, so forth. Usually you want about a 24-hour to up to 72 hours of actual rest, especially with AstroTurf.
Shot on goal by number 9, Sierra Coloma.
Got some nice combinations.
Yeah.
But typically, there's a system that U.S. soccer and most European soccer follows, and that is you do a light practice after a game because you need to have some recovery time. So if let's say today is a Tuesday, tomorrow they'll have a light active practice. Not a lot of touches, not a lot of running necessarily, but maybe working on just some set plays, maybe some little pieces they want to work on. Get ready for the next match.
Yes.
Okay. Friday will be, a little bit of a rest day. You still come back in. Maybe if you do a Saturday practice, you might do a more stressful workout. Then you have a day off, and you come back with maybe more of a moderate training kind of day. So you try to balance it so that you actually keep them from fatiguing too fast.
Okay.
And from muscle injuries and so forth that might go with that.
.34 and counting here as the Panthers continue to lead 3-0 over Hudson's Bay Eagles, the home team here at Kiggins Bowl. And tonight, this broadcast, we're currently live on Comcast channel 328, and we'll have Don will be broadcasting the next game. Don, who's playing?
Well, the next game we have actually is Woodland. And let me just double check here one more time. I think we have Woodland and River.
So Woodland and River, that's girls again?
That's girls, and that's 2A. We don't have boys play in Washington State until the spring. That's a little bit different. In Oregon, the boys and the girls both play. Ooh.
Excellent stop.
Get it cleared. Cleared out. Oh, good defensive move there. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Olivia Hewitt, the goalkeeper's got to feel good about that last stop.
Hang on to it. Ooh. Work on those hands.
She collects herself and ready for another clear.
Yeah, one of the tough things about high school soccer is that it's a very compressed period of time. If we could keep it down to one game a week, that would be ideal, development-wise and training-wise.
Well, it sounds like from a conditioning standpoint, it can be just as grueling as American football in some ways.
In some cases more, because
Yeah.
if the players aren't willing to play some club ball or recreational competition and play on a yearly basis, they still need the time off. They still need active rest and time to do some developing. But they still need to have that chance to work on those conditioning pieces. We're going to go for a corner here. Should be. Yep. Washougal with another corner off of Hudson's Bay.
While we're waiting for that corner to develop, this game will also be shown on Vancouver School District's YouTube page.
Fantastic.
So parents, hopefully Dawn and I didn't butcher too many names tonight. We apologize if we did.
Well, the one we got screwed up on was Miss Presley's.
Kason Presley.
Kason Presley, number 17 for Hudson's Bay.
Played much this half.
She's on.
Oh, yeah, she is out there now.
Yep.
As Washougal continues to control the ball.
And Hudson's Bay keeps getting in the way. Nice job. Goal kick coming out. Bay actually has looked pretty good in some defensive positions, but just little mistakes have given Washougal the lead here. Yep, injury.
Kayla
Hoppa,
number 5, the senior. Slow to get up.
She probably got a crack right on the shin.
Thankfully, Kayla rises to her feet rather quickly, and she's running off right now.
I think she got a little bit of a kick, so she's feeling it.
Brooklyn Siebers coming into the game, as well as Hannah Mixon. For Hopa and Greta DuBois, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I beg your pardon, Annie Bigelow coming out of the game, number 9. It's about 11 minutes to go in this one. Washougal Panthers shutting out the Hudson's Bay Eagles 3-0. 2 goals here in the second half. One by Kiara Cayley and another by Hannah Eakins. Eakins has 2 this game for the Panthers.
Don't see ice going onto her ankle or shin at all, so must not be too bad.
Never hurt to retie those shoelaces and tighten them back up, though, right? Just in case.
Well, you don't want them too loose, that's for sure. And we're getting just kicks and some not well directed, unfortunately. Wow, that got lucky on that roll.
Here comes Eakins again for the Panthers. Bay looking to avoid their 3rd straight shutout.
Needed to pass that ball. Good effort by Bay. All three forwards coming up on that one. That was, unfortunately, they couldn't figure that one out.
Yeah, best scoring opportunity we've seen from them in a while. Tammy Perkins is one thing she has noted earlier is that this team has a lot of resolve despite the losing streak and the shutout streak. She likes the way her team's been fighting in the second half, and they're showing it just on that last play there.
And the final 8.5 minutes. Wide shot across, goal kick.
Mentioned Tammy Perkins, this being her second stint, Don, with the Eagles. Tammy, of course, three-time All-American, one of the all-time college greats, a three-time All-American at Western.
And she was at Bay before, too.
Yeah.
She took a couple-year break, came back to it, and I think she's a good fit. She does well with the kids there. I'm trying to develop the program. It's going to take more than just the 2 years to make some changes.
Yes.
Because she has to try and really instill in the seniors some of those pieces.
Her 24th year in coaching, a former Portland Reign professional. We have another injury.
Yeah, it looks like we got one on Washougal this time. They're getting tired, and chances of getting injured are getting a lot higher right now.
Head coach Joey Fleming out to take care of his player. It's number 14, Jessie Larson. She makes it off on her own.
She might have turned an ankle or something. We didn't see that. Unfortunate. At least she seems to be walking all right.
As we get the ball at midfield, here comes the Panthers one more time. Anna Cayley coming down, and she loses to number 14.
She got it back. Oh, unfortunate.
Couple of
Lindell took the shot and went over the top.
Got a few Bay players out there now whose numbers we don't have on our roster, but including number 14 who was defending on the play. But the Eagles will clear nonetheless. Look to get maybe another shot on goal or two before this one ends with 5:57 and counting. Trailing 3-0 to the Panthers of Washougal. Number 7, Libby Gregory, still showing a burst of speed, but couldn't make anything out of it as the Eagles will take over again. Thrown in by 18, Cayenne Smith. Panthers collected already. And whistle on the field.
Yep, we got a dead ball going in, free kick for Bay, and this is puts them in their half. It's not the worst spot or the best spot, but they need to get that ball cleared a whole lot faster than they do. Goal kick again. Here we go. It didn't quite go the way the referee was going to have it go.
No. Been a pretty clean game for the most part.
It has been. We haven't seen any yellow cards.
No.
And that's nice. That's nice to see that there's good sportsmanship in that process.
Absolutely. Hannah Mixon looking to get something going for the Eagles. She centers. A little long.
A little too far forward. Right idea, though.
Well, our time's winding down here. I'd like to thank our production crew. Done an excellent job with our replays and making life easy for Don and I in this broadcast. Even if it hasn't been so for the Eagles at Hudson's Bay, we sure enjoyed it. And another nice stop.
And stop. Good goalkeeper. Lucky on that one. It went over the touchline, but corner kick for Washougal going in here.
Olivia Hewitt's been busy in the second half, that's for sure.
Yeah, about 2.5 minutes to go. We don't have overtimes. The only time we run into that is when we have championships, when we're at that state level.
A lot of action going on. Another shot on goal by the Panthers to no avail. Number 17, however, Chloe
Defender.
Brimhall.
Our back defender over here, who's been playing very well for Washougal, gets the ball wide and deep and puts it away. Wow.
Chloe Brimhall showing off her foot here as we got the replay coming up for you at home. As the Eagles, or I beg your pardon, the Panthers take a 4-0 lead. And as Don said, seal the deal.
Wow. Oop. Can't do any tripping.
Chloe Brimhall, I beg your pardon, Chloe Brimhall, a defender, a senior.
Yeah, that ball goes out, which is nice. They actually got a relatively good clear, but from that position at about 20 yards, well, she just went put it away.
Every defender's dream right there.
Stay with it. See, that's teamwork where your back comes over. Suddenly you've got people in multiple positions. They can actually get to the ball. No one there. Unfortunate. River.
Well, stay tuned for our second game of our doubleheader between Woodland and River.
And that'll be in the 2A series. Should be a good game between both of those. They're already warming up down below us here. That's it.
There's the
Full
three
time.
whistles.
And we have it 4-0 Washougal over Bay.
We thank you for joining us on this Vancouver School District broadcast. Again, we're on, join us for the second half of our doubleheader between Woodland
and River.
Woodland and River, and we're going to show you all 4 goals as Don and I will revisit the 4 goals scored by the Panthers here against Bay. 3 of them coming in the second half. And the first one, Don, I believe, was by Hannah Eakins, right here, number 20.
She turns it. It's just not cleared, and that's a great shot right there on goal, right in front.
The first of two for Hannah.
Yeah.
And this one will be, I believe, in our second half, Kiara Cayley, who was an active player tonight.
Yep, right past the goalkeeper. Again, one at distance. So we've actually had two at distance out of the four. Here comes number 3.
There's
And
Cayley.
the goalkeeper doesn't quite take care of it. And
Cayley, right place at the right time.
Yep, that definitely was an opportunistic point right there.
She had a nose for the ball all night, and it turned to her favor right there. And this one, I believe, is by number 20 again.
Yeah, he gets clear. The goalkeeper muffs it a little bit, clears it out. They did a nice job. And there you
That
go.
was our last
number
one.
4.
That was number
Bingo.
4th goal. Okay.
Nice job.
4-0 Panthers here at Kiggins Bowl. Thank you for joining us. Again, try us on the Vancouver School District YouTube channel for a later broadcast, and then later on, second game of the doubleheader on 328 Comcast.
Thank you.
It's the landmark that defines our city. Fort Vancouver is full of history, and today, it's also full of inquisitive young minds from Vancouver iTech Preparatory. They're turning real history into virtual reality. Teacher John Zingale tweeted out, "It's official. iTech Prep and Fort Vancouver are partnering to bring social studies and STEM together using VR." Social media, best posts about what's happening